Hey, what's up YouTube? It's your man Max Batar back with another hip hop documentary video review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the documentary Copyright Criminals. This one here is actually kind of tied into the documentary I did last time, which was called Sample This, where Sample This was basically celebrating sampling in a sense. This one here is kind of showing the different side of sampling and how, as a hip hop producer, sampling is major. I'm mostly a sample-based producer, as you could probably hear in some of my music. Follow me on Spotify. And with me being a sample-based producer, I've dug in the crates a lot. I'm a sample junkie. I love going and finding good soul loops or prog rock songs or even some foreign soul songs and just chopping them up and rearranging them. Now, before we get started, make sure you click that subscribe button and also click that post notification button so you'll know when new videos are being posted and uploaded to YouTube so you can check them out. Now, with all that said, let's get started. Okay, so my review of Copyright Criminals, this was a well put together documentary, and I like the fact they explored both sides of it. They explored the, I guess you could say, the pro-sample side and the anti-sample side, which I understand both from a creation side and from a sample side. I understand those artists, deserve to be compensated, but at the same time, talking from a sample-based producer standpoint, it's the feel of how those records sound. It's the warmness of it. It's the crackling. It's the dirt. It's all that. It's hard to replicate that. We got plugins like Waves, Abbey Road's vinyl plugin that'll let you recreate that, but it's not the same feeling. They did a great job, but it's still that same warmness and feeling of it. From the artist standpoint, they want to get compensated, more than get compensated, they want to be acknowledged. They want their credit. Clyde Stubblefield, who was the drummer behind Funky Drummer and Cold Sweat for James Brown, he said, the money would have been nice, but he would have much rather, get the credit, which I totally understand. This documentary breaks down the intricacies of that. I love when they talk to Hank Shocklee and he talks about how him and Chuck D and all of them got together and created the Bomb Squad and how they go about creating their sound, that big wall of sound that they're famously known for. One of the people in this documentary that was against sampling was famous producer Steve Albini. He calls sampling lazy. I totally disagree with it. There's ways of sampling. Shock G made a interesting point in the sampling though in this documentary. Look at photography and painting. Painting would be that producer who creates, from scratch, how to play the instruments, know how to play the keyboard, who knows, basic music theory. Whereas the photographer can take a picture of something, boom, there's your finished product. Another part of this documentary that I really loved is when they talked about the Danger Mouse Jay-Z mashup of the Grey album, where Danger Mouse took the Beatles' White Album and mashed it up with Jay-Z's The Black Album. This was a free album that he put out, which I think caused the whole craze of mashups. No one made a dime off of that, and yet there was a cease and desist letter given to Danger Mouse. Now I can see if this was something that he sold, and I can see the Beatles getting upset, or I can see Jay-Z getting upset, it would make sense. But because this was a free product, only thing that came out of that was the rise of Danger Mouse as a producer. That gave him a lot of fame, that gave him a lot of notoriety. And so actually, to me, in a sense, I think that raised his profile, and it really didn't cost him much. He went on to do the Gnarls Barkley albums with CeeLo, and also produced one of my favorite albums, The Mouse and the Mask with MF Doom. So in conclusion, I highly recommend this documentary. If you're a person who leans towards either side of sampling or not sampling, I would advise you check out this documentary and try to put yourself on the other side of the argument. With me basically seeing both sides, I've always put myself on either side. Am I the sampler or the samplee? and I understand it from both angles. I highly recommend it. Give it a run. It's definitely out there for you to check out. So if you like the video, give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. That really helps me out, helps the channel out. In the descriptions, I have 3 links down there, and they're all my Spotify links. The first link is for a playlist inspired by me looking at this documentary. I took hip hop songs, and after those songs, I put the song or songs that they were sampled from. Also, 2 other Spotify links down there. Actually, they're both to my latest Spotify projects. One called Prototype Patient Model 2, where I sampled a lot, and then the other one is called Decompression, which I didn't sample at all. So you see how I tied everything in together, these past 2 videos, this one, sampled this, and just kind of tied them all together. You see what I'm saying? So once again, thank you for checking me out. Till the next video,